listeners, and welcome to Yeah, We Read It. My name is Laura. I am one of your hosts.
My name is Meggie, and I am the other host.
And we are your two fallen angels here to read The City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare. This is the fourth book in the Mortal Instruments series, in the Shadowhunter series, in the Cassandra Clare universe. And if you're just starting here, I hate to tell you that Meggie and I are displeased.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because I feel like the whole book series sometimes almost gets there for me, and I do enjoy the dialogue. Like, it's kind of crazy to say that this one might have been one of the stronger ones to me. I enjoyed it more than the
I
third
agree.
because it felt a lot more grounded. One plot. It seems like everyone had like one plot. That's what we're sticking to for the
Yeah.
most part. That's great. It is just the cutscenes. We're not writing a
It's
TV show. We're not
That's
doing
the
it.
thing. These books are hard to digest because the author wants to cut in and out to like build suspense like a TV show would do, like Maggie's saying, but that's not how books work, so she completely disrupts her flow and is like, "Let's talk about this now." It's kind of like talking to somebody with ADHD, and it's just like, "Well, we'll just finish the story first.
But
Finish
I guess
please."
the book series is still popping. I'm number 17th on hold for the ebooks.
Damn.
I couldn't extend my holds on the first four books because someone else is in line behind me.
There's
So,
a team of shadow hunters in New York City's protecting their art, their biographies, these books.
exactly. They're just always hovering, threatening to turn me into a vampire or something
Like, you
because they're
cannot
like,
know our
you need to
secrets.
return.
How dare you?
Exactly.
Um let's dive in because this book is definitely shifting away from the main plot of the original trilogy, which was the Mortal Instruments. Forget about those, listeners. There's no more Mortal Instruments, despite this being the Mortal Instruments series.
Exactly. They
Um
have served their purpose. Now we're into my book on the side said Shadow Hunters, so I was thinking maybe
yeah.
we've moved
Yeah,
into a
maybe I don't
different
know. Is it
territory.
yeah, is it still Mortal Instruments or is it just Shadow Hunters now? Because I know the first three are both, but is this still Mortal Instruments?
But they have to do something new because, as we will remember at the end of book three, our main villain, Valentine, is dead. And seemingly the heir to the Valentine throne of villainry, Sebastian, his son, is also dead.
Yeah.
So this
I
book is
also just checked
scrambling.
my book. My book does say the Mortal Instruments on it, so that's still canon, I guess, and purposeful.
Oh, got it.
Um, do with that what you will. This book is interesting because it also isn't starting on our main character, Clary. It's starting on her bestie, Simon. And we know he's a vampire now who also can't die because he has the mark of Cain on him. Um, and that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you are pulling from a biblical reference where one brother killed another brother, you're kind of the strongest bitch in the land. So Simon, with this swag, he is going to be juggling two chicks. He's dating both
Which
Isabel and Maya now. Maya.
Yeah, Maya, this was a crazy plot. I don't hate it. This was actually kind of interesting, but it also just doesn't make sense with Simon's character for how awkward of a person he is. And I'm like, you're telling me he bagged two baddies? That doesn't make sense to me.
I guess you get really hot when you're a vampire.
Yeah, they've mentioned that his like cheekbones are like sharp and whatever, and he grew out his hair. So maybe he's just going through his like his next level era.
And I will say that for the quiet shy boys who randomly get hot, they don't know what to do with the attention. And sometimes it pans out that they're worse than just the normal guys, which is kind of sad. Simon really doesn't want to be honest with either of them, and he has really good excuses for it, which is just like, I'm not really exclusively dating
I
either
mean,
of
I
them.
think that's fair. If you're not exclusively dating someone, do you have to tell the other person that you're also dating other people?
I don't
Probably
think
not.
so, but if the friend group overlaps, I would
Yeah,
think, yeah.
that's that's the issue here is the friend group is so ingrained. So Simon's really just coming at it from all sides now. So it's like it's gonna blow up at some point. While he's on a borscht date, like him and Isabel are having borscht at like a Polish diner.
Mm.
Isabel gives him the lowdown of what vampire subjugates are because they see two freaky people off in the corner, and it's basically just people who are under like a vampire's thrall and basically will do their bidding for them. And they're like there, but they're not fully there. And they call their vampires master and things like that. And so two are going to approach Simon and say like, hey, Hi, Raphael wants to talk to you. We love that guy because we're vampire subjugates of his.
So he is going to show up to this meeting, and it's not actually with Raphael. It's with the leader who used to lead Raphael's little clique up in the Upper West Side, I believe. This
Mhm.
leader's name is Camille. She is the person who was leading that pact. Now Raphael is leading in her steed, but she says there's a problem because Raphael is just kind of killing humans for fun. And immediately, I'm going to be honest, red flags. Raphael doesn't really like color me that way, like he's gonna be doing that. He
No.
just kind of seems like he's mildly annoyed with everyone all the
And
time.
something that did bother me about the characterization of Camille is like for a new, like, I feel like for a vampire character and like for everybody who's immortal in this book, give me a best guess age range for them. Like, I would love to know like how old Camille looks because it's so much like I'm like, are we all just teenagers? This doesn't make sense. Like, I thought Magnus was like looked like he was 30 for a while, and then I'm like, oh, I guess he's dating Alec. He's probably not. I don't know why Cassandra Clare won't give us like physical details of people other than hair color. It's crazy to me.
I was kind of viewing her in her 50s, mid 50s. Honestly, I viewed her exactly as the woman who plays the mother to the vampire Lestat in
Yeah, see, I
Ananias
didn't
and the
picture her 50s.
CMC.
I pictured her like maybe like 30, but I
Oh.
won't know because Cassandra Clare never told us.
But she has said that Raphael kicked her out because she threatened to kill her if she comes back. She's spreading all these lies, and she's really trying to recruit Simon to her pact because eventually he's going to need vampire friends because his family and friends are going to notice that he is aging. She gives him 5 days to decide his choice and essentially gives him a vial of sand and is like, break the sand. Oh, it's dirt. It's grave dirt. Break the grave
Yeah.
dirt if you want me to talk to me.
Yeah, how foreboding. Um we check in with Clary, finally, page 30. She is finally training at the start of the fourth book to become a shadow hunter. Um I guess like the rules don't apply. They're like she's basically been a shadow hunter the whole time. Her mom Jocelyn is getting married to Luke, so they are moving quick to make up for their lost time. And Jace is helping Clary train because Jace is like the best. That's his whole thing. And Isabel, and she's going to do this so many times in this book. She's just going to enter into the scene and exclaim some sort of plot point that we need to be aware of. Like, this happens, I think, 3 times this book. And so she's going to walk in and be like, hey guys, did you hear about that dead shadow hunter? That's weird.
And then she disappears. She also
Yep.
does call out the fact that, and I thought this was kind of crazy. Why are we going to have the boyfriend be the teacher without supervision of the girlfriend? Aren't they just going to make out all the time? Which
Yeah.
is exactly what happens. They're
Exactly.
just
We also
making
learned that
out.
Alec and Magnus are on vacation, gallivanting around the world, which is great. But yeah, you'd really think with like Maurice acting as like the new Hodge, she would be leading the training, but kind of feels like we forgot about Maurice as a character. She has, I think, one important scene in this book, but I digress.
Yeah, Maurice doesn't necessarily care too much to be involved in the lives of her children, which is wild considering her youngest son died in the last book. And then
Yeah.
the opposite of that is Jocelyn is way too involved in Clary's life. She can't go out at night. She cannot spend the night at the Institute, which, I mean, that makes sense. But Jocelyn really does not like Jace.
No. And honestly, after reading this book, I get it.
Honestly, makes a
I
lot of
don't think
sense.
I like Jace actually, so I think that makes perfect sense. In the craziest plot element, Simon's entire band knows he's a
Oh,
vampire.
that
I
was
cannot
wild.
believe we're just given this information and there was like no debate. Like, yeah, Simon's whole band knows he's a vampire. That's like 4 people that know he's a vampire. That's bad news. That's you can't give that news to humans.
They're also shockingly cool with it.
Yeah.
They're so chill about it. And then all of a sudden, we know that adding a character to the story never bodes well. A Kyle shows up to audition to be their lead singer because he just randomly found a pamphlet that they put out a while ago. So he's going to be a part of the band now, too. And Simon's like, do I need to tell him the secret now? Is that
Yeah,
kind of a
he's like, "Well, I
barrier
already
to
told these
entry?
people I was a vampire. I guess I'll wait to tell him I'm a vampire." I guess Simon's whole thing, he's like, "I'm just gonna tell everyone I'm a vampire and it's gonna be super normal."
But
Uh,
Simon has a lot going on because later that night, someone tries to mug Simon, and as this guy is going to stab him, it seems like he's almost like ripped apart by an
yeah,
external force that's like a hand ripping it apart. And Simon is like, "Oh, this is what they meant by the curse of Cain will come back tenfold." He's trying to
yeah.
piece together like no one can hurt him.
Yeah,
Is
the
it
Mark
just
of Cain,
physical?
works as fuck. So, like, Simon's good, this poor guy in a gray tracksuit implodes, and Simon isn't scarred by this, like, he's not like, "Holy shit."
See, I would be wondering if it is just physical because I would be like, fuck, is it going to be emotional if someone breaks up with me? Are they going to explode? I don't think I would like that. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it sounds nice out loud, but what if I got in a fight with, like, my mom or my dad and then they die?
Yeah, exactly. So, like, yeah, rules that have not been explained. Um, Simon is gonna his night's gonna go from bad to worse. First, somebody tried to kill him and he watched them explode. And then he's gonna get home and his mom is gonna say, "Hey, man, what's all this blood in your room for?" And Simon's like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh." So he tries to break the news that he is a vampire. And his mom doesn't believe him at first because that's a crazy thing to hear.
But she goes 0 to 100,
Yeah,
quickly believes him, and dare I say, denounces the fact that she has a demon son now. So he does this thing where he kind of poorly wipes her mind and then runs away because he thinks he's so disgusting and awful. And it seems
yeah,
like, I mean, yeah, you're kind of coming to the realization that you're a vampire, which wouldn't that have happened 2 books ago? It seems like he got away with it too easy. And
yeah.
now
No,
he's walking in the light? Come on.
I feel like we really like sped up this entire plot line of him being a vampire, and we could have sat in like the kind of conflict of it for a little bit more. But that's not what this book is for, I guess. Um, Meanwhile, Jace, our little golden angel boy, he is reading Stephen Herondale's letters that he got from Amatis in the last book, and he is going to essentially have a dream that Claire is going to show up unannounced, all sexy,
In
and
a
they're going
hit
to
me
start
baby one more time outfit, I will say.
exactly. And he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And they're going to start hooking up, and instead of doing anything fun, he stabs her instead, which is insane.
I gotta say, when you were saying any, the AN made me think you were gonna say anal, and I was thinking that's wild. What a
I
thought.
wasn't gonna say that, and I'm glad. I don't think I could for a book of teenagers.
Separate note, before we started recording, I was fully going to try to record with no bottoms on, but I had to turn my AC off, so Laura had to see me run on screen behind in my underwear. And then I sat down being like, fine, okay, you got me.
Yeah, you tried to do the newscaster no pants thing, but it didn't work because the newscaster had to stand up.
Oh my god, I fully did. Well, that's
So that's
crazy.
that's what Jace is dealing with. That he subconsciously might want to kind of hook up with Clary, but then stab and murder her instead. Which, like, that's healthy,
I
right?
dated someone with a peanut allergy once, and anytime he was acting up, I always was like, I could just kill you with a peanut. So maybe it's normal.
So maybe you're Jace. Or
Like it's a
I don't
bit, but
think that's something you should strive to be, Meggie. But if you want to defend him, by all means, I'll let you die in that
I thought
hill.
it was a really funny joke at the time. Simon talks to Raphael at the library. Hilariously, it is my library he's talking to him in front of. It is the central library over near Grand Army Plaza. He's venting about his mom. Such a funny drop in from Raphael. Also, you've just been told that Raphael's killing humans for fun.
Yeah,
Raphael is like, okay, do you want to join the coven? No. Stop just putting all this bullshit on me. I don't want to
yeah,
talk to you.
yeah.
So he leaves.
So Simon's like, "Yep, I'm not gonna be in Raphael's thing. I'm not gonna stay at his hotel." Clary and Jace, they're still doing their thing. They're hanging at a park. They're training at a park. They're saying, "I love you" at the park. Really checking off these 3 boxes that they're gonna hit over and over and over again. And
Hmm.
for some reason, the Fairy Queen arrives. I always kind of pictured the Fairy Queen should probably like stay put in her fairy realm, but I guess she just takes walks in parks, and
Hmm.
she's gonna walk in and announce that another shadow hunter is dead, which is crazy that this has now happened twice in less than 100 pages while Clary and Jace are training.
She also does indicate that at some point Clary is going to need her help. I really thought the payoff was going to be this book. It's not.
Nope.
And in one of my favorite scenes so far, the Fairy Queen, Jace has to take a call from Marzi, and the Fairy Queen is doing this awesome thing to Clary where she's like, "Yeah, you guys are bound by angel blood, but have you ever thought about the fact he might not want to fuck you? It seems like he's
Yeah,
obligated to love you, but I don't think he desires you," which I
yeah.
think
She
is so
she
funny.
keeps being like, Clary, don't you think Jace has been acting weird lately? And she's like, where? What? How have you been watching us? Like,
It's so petty. It's like the popular
I
girl who wants your boyfriend and is like, I don't think he wants to fuck
like.
you.
This is like one of the things though, like about this book series. Like there are these little beacons of things that are so great, and then we don't dive in more of them. Like the Fairy Queen is amazing. She should have more time. Magnus is great. Magnus should be more time, but no, we're getting Jason Clary, which I don't really care about, unfortunately.
I know. So Simon is on the run now. He is sleeping in Eric, one of his bandmates' garage. The lead singer Kyle shows up. He's like, I lost my keys, and notices that Simon got kicked out. He's like, oh dude, you got kicked out? Simon's like, yeah, I had a fight with my mom. Kyle coincidentally has an open room in Alphabet City that I guess Simon gets to just stay in for free. He just has to
Yeah.
chip in for groceries.
Yeah, this is yet another element of like, I guess bills aren't a thing in this world. He can just afford it for sure. Maya's gonna call Simon and be like, hey, what are you wearing to the wedding? Because she's gonna assume that he's her
Mhm.
wedding date. And he's like, ooh, I gotta tell her at some point. But he's like, but I'm gonna go to the dress fitting with everybody first. And Simon corners Luke during this, and he's going to ask him what he knows about Camille. And he's not supposed to tell people that he met Camille, but it's pretty much implied when he's asking people about Camille that he met Camille. So,
Yeah, that is true. So Luke is also like, okay, well, Camille's not a good person, so maybe don't associate with her.
yeah.
Jace also shows up to this dressing and he acts so strange. It feels like every time he sees Clary, she's gonna die within a minute. He goes from desire to straight up being a dick and leaving. And she's like,
Yeah.
oh no, he doesn't want to fuck me because we aren't siblings anymore. So they're on two different wavelengths.
Not in alignment, not communicating, not good foundation for a relationship. They're gonna all go to dinner after the words to just kind of hang out, be together, dissect how weird Jace is being.
Mhm.
And we get the weirdest cutaway, which is unfortunately now a plot point in this book, that there is a newscast on at this restaurant, full volume so everybody can hear, which is so normal for a restaurant. And there has been a dead baby left in a trash can, and Jocelyn gets really sad and has to leave the dinner.
Do you think that guy was delivering that news with no pants on the
I
newscast?
bet he was. Now that you
He's like
ask, I
saying,
think so.
"Shocking news, baby found dead." And
Actually,
he just has no underwear, no pants on.
I have to say no because I unfortunately think Cassandra Clare would tell us if that was the case because she does like to give as many details as possible.
That's really funny. Okay, so yeah, babies are dead. Jocelyn's sad. Simon
Baby's dead. Jocelyn's sad.
Simon on his way home, you're never gonna believe it. He's jumped again by muggers, and while Jace jumps on one of them, because Jace is just, I guess, following him home. Because now
He
Jace,
can. We know he can jump real good, so it makes perfect sense.
that is his superpower. You're right. Clary runes Jace jumping. The other is blown up. The other guy who's holding a gun to Simon, he is blown up, and Jace is like, "Oh, that's what the Mark of Cain does." And Simon is like, "Why are you following me?" Jason's like, well, I was following Claire. She got in a cab, couldn't find her, came to follow you.
Yeah, Jace is losing his fucking mind and is basically like, well, I don't want to be around my girlfriend, so I guess you're the next best thing. Um
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's just straight up not talking to Clary, so she like goes looking for him at the institute, and we get a cutaway scene about Maurice and Luke talking about all these dead shadow hunters, being like, "Man, that's a bummer. What are we gonna do?"
Yeah, it seems like all the bodies are being dumped in Downworlder territory, so I took
Yeah,
it as the Clave was trying to put blame on them because now that they hold council seats, they're trying to just like oust them.
yeah.
And Clary is also sees like a rune while they are talking about these murdered shadow hunters that this rune brings murdered people back to life. So they're gonna go to the Silent City and they're not even gonna think about the emotional, mental trauma this will bring to like a 16-year-old girl who's like, why did none of the adults think through that one?
This this happens so fast. Clary's like, I have an idea. We could go wake up a dead body, and like Luke is like, okay, let's go wake up a dead body. This happens in like 10 pages, as if they are just like high out of their minds. Like, this is the best idea we've ever had, and they go to the Silent City. Even the Silent brothers, the ones that are still alive, because apparently there was. I love that Cassandra Clare included this. She includes, because last book they all died. She includes some weren't in the Silent City that day, so there's actually some still alive. Hilarious cover up for you demolishing an entire city, being like, actually they're not all dead.
They came back from PTO being like, oh, that's kind of crazy. My boss was
Yeah,
murdered.
and the Silent brothers have one of the dead bodies because they're looking at it, and then Clary draws a rune on the dead body, and it's like, Camille killed me, and then Luke pours acid on it to make it stop talking.
So, confirmed, Camille's gonna be a problem. Luke's gotta talk to Simon a little bit more about this. And Jace has the wonderful excuse that he's hanging out with Simon's because he's gonna be a protector. Because he knows that Simon's roommate Kyle is actually a werewolf. So Jace and Kyle, they're tense with each other because they don't understand what Kyle's motive is. And
Yeah.
he explains his backstory is that he is in Praetor Lupus, which is, I'm sorry.
Which is not a vampire pack, not a werewolf pack. It's a werewolf alliance, which in my eyes synonyms. Though that's the exact same thing.
They call themselves Wolf Guardians, and they're assigned to help new downworlders adjust to their new life. It seems like across the board. I thought, why wouldn't there be one for vampires? Like, how the fuck is a werewolf going to relate to a vampire and be like, listen,
Yeah.
I was there, buddy. I
And
understand.
also, like, this feels like a weird rule for a werewolf to have. Like, why are they so responsible comparatively to the other monsters? But all right. So that's just gonna be a thing. They basically agree that like Jace is moving in because Kyle's like, well, my assignment is to keep an eye on Simon because he's a daylighter. And Jace is like, well, I'm gonna keep an eye on Simon and avoid my girlfriend. And they're like, great. So I guess there's a third person living here now.
And you would think that having two of them keeping an eye on him, he wouldn't get by. Simon sneaks out that night. Simon immediately goes to the park. He explains that Camille tried to recruit him to Luke, and Luke also that Camille knows about the mark. So they're going to try to trap Luke. And when he goes back to the house, Jace did notice he left. He didn't say anything. He wasn't too worried because Jace is now besties with Kyle. They're playing Halo.
Yeah, good for them. And like Simon is finally like, okay, I think we should try to capture these tracksuit guys that keep trying to kill me. And they're going to plan to capture the tracksuit guys at their next like gig, the band gig. So they're going to put that in motion. Meanwhile, Jocelyn and Clary, they're in dead baby time mode, and they're gonna go investigate the dead babies at the hospital. Jocelyn's got an in with Karenina, who's a warlock at the hospital, and she goes, yeah, look at this, and shows them a dead demon baby that is very similar to what Sebastian looked like when he was a baby. So they're both like, that's not good. There's more demon babies.
But since they're not shadow hunters and they're humans, it's like the human babies can't withstand the demon blood.
Yeah.
And it seems like whoever's doing that isn't learning that because it seems like baby bodies are just racking up.
Just baby bodies, damn.
Baby bodies.
Maurice and Luke, this scene doesn't really add anything.
No.
Maurice and Luke meet with Raphael. He's like, I hate Camille. This is her backstory. And we learn more, like the same shit about Camille. But anyway, Claire's going to go to Simon's show because now this is where they're going to track down the tracksuit guys. And Jace is there and she's going to talk to him. And he's like, I can't be with you. And they're going to yell in the rain at each other.
Yeah, he's also wearing Kyle's clothes, which I thought was
That's
really
so embarrassing.
And before this happens, Simon does tell Jace, like, if you don't want to be with her, just break up with her. And Jace, he loves being one note this entire book, which is just like, I love her, but I'm gonna hurt her. Okay, that's called being in a relationship. What do you expect?
Meanwhile, not a tracksuit in sight. So don't get this entire plan attached to it because that's
Mm-mm.
never going to happen. None of the tracksuit guys even kind of show up. Simon has been fasting on blood because he's stressed out about being a vampire,
Yeah.
and he doesn't feel good during the show, during a set. So he's going to walk off stage, and their only fan, who's a 14-year-old named Maureen, is going to come up to him and be like, oh my God, you guys are so great. I love you so much. And he's just going to panic and feed on her, which is not good because she is human.
No, not good. And it's also Eric's cousin, one of the bandmates. So that's
Ugh.
not great. Jace and Clary have the world's most annoying back and forth, again, where he's insisting it's killing him to stay away, and he loves her, but he can't see her, and they end this exchange with making out in the rain, and I did write down that it's noted that she's wearing a vintage Betsy Johnson dress, which I wanted to remind myself to look up on Depop, because
Oh,
I would love to add some Betsy Johnson to my, so,
yeah.
point for Clary, for
No,
her
Claire,
outfit.
yeah, I was like, that's good style from
Oh my
Clary.
god, she's wearing like red tights and he like rips them somehow in the rain. And I was like, oh my god,
Yeah,
you
this
are
was
going for
yeah,
it.
this we really went from like no action to like all of the action in this book, which I guess fine by me. But Isabel now for the second time this book is gonna just walk in on them for some reason and interrupts them being like, hey, have you guys seen Simon?
I know. And she's like, well, I guess you guys can stay out here making out. I'm going to go look for Simon. Luckily, before she can get there, Kyle finds Simon and is like, I'm going to take care of this. Simon is having such a traumatic time. He
Yeah.
is waiting by the car. A band promoter comes up to him, and sadly, he is feeling so good, which just adds to the shame and the guilt. The band promoter is like, you guys are great out there, gives him his card, and he is just not suspicious of this woman either at all. You were almost passing out on stage, and someone's gonna be like, I would love to promote your band.
Yeah, it's like that's a little weird. And like you're not even with your band right now. It's a little weird. But at happenstance, as fate would have it, both Isabel and Maya basically find Simon by this car at the exact same time. And they're like, no, I'm dating Simon. No, I'm dating Simon. And then they hate Simon all of a sudden.
They hate Simon, and then Kyle shows up, and we knew this was going to happen. It
Yeah.
turns out he is not actually Kyle. His name is Jordan Kyle, so he has a different first name, and he is Maya's ex. So this scene is kind of awesome because Maya attacks him, and he is essentially what I imagine is laying there on the ground, letting it happen to him in the pouring rain, just getting his throat ripped out of his neck,
Yeah.
and he's just letting her because he kind of feels bad for turning her and being a general asshole to her when
Yeah.
he
The
was first a
real
werewolf.
bummer about this reveal is that we got yet another character with a J name to keep track of. I was like, a
No.
third one after Jocelyn and Jace and Jonathan, like a fourth one, that's too much. It's too many Jordans, too many J's, but I digress. Afterwards, Simon and now Jordan are at their apartment, and Jordan's like, you're good, man. Maureen is not dead. We got you out of there. You're fine. And they also start to talk about Maya and Jordan. He's like, Maya has every right to be mad at me and want to kill me, and I'll let her if I have to. It's very much implied that Jordan still has feelings for Maya.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, but I thought that in the second book it was explained that he hit her and then also turned her because he was jealous that she was talking to a man. And it seems like it was his first time being a werewolf. He had got bit and he had all this unexpected rage, and we're just kind of gonna forgive him, I guess,
Yeah, we're
for
supposed
that.
to be like, well, he's different now, but like those are one of those things that you're like, I don't think this person gets a second chance because he's like, I joined the Praetor Lupus to make up for my sins of beating my girlfriend, and we're like, okay, my guy, that's a little crazy, but all right.
Yeah, and she thought that he abandoned her, has this like whole narrative around it, but it seems that it's just like he took Simon's case so he could be near her, which again, I don't know if that tracks well for like the controlling narrative.
Nope, that's actually a huge red flag. And we're just supposed to accept Jordan as like this nice guy. I refuse, actually. Um,
Yeah, I really don't. But this moral quandary is interrupted. A note is slipped under their door. Another great slapstick comedy scene. There's an address on it. It says, Simon, I have your girlfriend. I'm going to murder her. So he calls Maya. She answers, chews him out, but she's safe. Calls Isabel. She also chews him out. Is like, who else could be my girlfriend? I guess I had a crush on Clary once. Let's just work backwards. Calls Clary. She answers. He has no idea on earth who they could be talking about because everyone's answering their phone.
Yeah, but as Clary hangs up the phone, she's walking right out into this church that she found in her research,
Yeah,
and
same address as the flyer. It's like,
yeah, yeah,
I
and she
gotta
didn't like
go.
think to tell Simon. Oh, by the way, I'm on my way to like a creepy church right now. Some best friend.
I know.
Um, And while Clary's kind of investigating this church, she notices there's basically all the people in the gray tracksuits just like hovering in the shadows, which is terrifying. And then a demon shows up and attacks her, and Isabel has to come to the rescue, which Isabel's really great at just entering the scene in this book. Good for her.
Exactly. She saves her from this little demon that's essentially a Hydra demon. And Clary drops some sage advice about how maybe Simon shouldn't date her because he shouldn't date someone who thinks they're so out of his league. And Isabel's like, heard, heard. By the way, are you and Jace fucking yet? That's the $1,000,000 question. And does offer some protection to her if she needs it. Which is, wow, what a
Yeah,
1-2 punch after that
which
question.
this doesn't make sense because I feel like Isabel's a little bit more like aware than this because like Isabel's basically like, I know you guys aren't talking and Jace is acting super weird, but are you guys still having sex? Like, I don't think that's weird, out of character for
I
Isabel.
kind of viewed it as something that she could pass off as like out of concern. But if someone had just
Yeah.
told me like you need to be nicer to my friend because you act like you're so much better than him, I would be like, you know what is something that I could say that actually might tip the favor in the scales in my favor this way. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how I pictured it, was like, yeah, okay, got it. So are you guys fucking? Oh, you're not? Oh, that's so sad. Okay. We'll stay out of my
Um,
business.
that's so funny. Meanwhile, Simon is laying a trap to getch Camille for the clave. So he uses his little grave packet of dirt and he's going to summon Camille just outside of the Institute. And she's immediately like, give me that hand. Let's do a blood oath, my
Wait, I
guy.
also love this because he's gonna pull this move where he like gets her to come to him and he goes, wait, I have a call. Just 1 second. And she goes, are you kidding me? You called me here. And he takes a photo of her and sends it to Jace. And I thought that vampires would be more intuitive. Does she not
Yeah.
know that his camera's open?
I
Also, what
don't
if
know.
he accidentally flashed? Oh.
I was envisioning this because this was like obviously like the 2010s, so like that shutter sound on the camera that going off.
Yes, yeah, but it somehow works. He sends a photo to Luke and Jace, and Jace, they create a portal with the
Yeah.
magnets, and they're like sending shadow hunters in to just get her and lock
And
her up.
I think we were all expecting some sort of big battle here, like Camille's gonna fight back, but no, she is terrified of the shadow hunters. She is freaking out. She gets arrested by Maurice very, very quickly, and she's like, I'll only talk to Magnus. You're never getting any information from me unless you give me Magnus. So
Hey, the
they're gonna call Magnus.
romantic trip is over. You gotta come back, buddy. Sorry about it.
Yeah.
Isabel tells Jace, because Jace shows up and is so stressed about Clary during this moment, that they had a demon attacked them. She's fine, she's sleeping it off, and he's mad that she texted Isabel to come save her instead of texting Jace, even though he's been avoiding her.
Yeah, so that's crazy, but he's going to go check on her and play good boyfriend anyway. And instead of really asking her like fully how she's doing, he's going to make it about him. And he's like, I'm just really overwhelmed right now and I think I need help. And instead of her taking that and being like, let's find help and do whatever you need, they're gonna make out instead. And Jace, instead of starting to take off her bra, grabs a knife like he does in his dreams. So
Yeah, nicks her a little bit, and she's like, ow, why did you do that? And when she looks up, he's sitting in the corner, I assume on the ground with his head in his
I
hands.
kind of pictured him like perched somewhere, like on a shelf or something.
Like when Edward tries to sleep with Bella and then
Yeah.
just launches himself across the room.
Yeah.
So seems like they're not going to make out because something is going on with Jason. He just thinks it's PTSD. Meanwhile, Simon and Isabel have a chat about what happened between them, and she explains that she's a little bit distant because she caught her dad cheating on her mom. She doesn't really believe in love. And he explains that he's always cared about her, he's always been drawn to her, and it seems like they're going to kiss, but at the moment that he's about to kiss her, we get another Jace sort of esque plot where he has so much shame about killing Marine that he's like, I don't deserve love. So he steps back, and she's like, great, so he's disgusted with me. I'm not putting up with this. This is why I'm never vulnerable. And she walks away. Like,
But don't worry, let's add more characters into what we have so far. Alec and Magnus arrive from their vacation, and we learn that Magnus and Camille used to date, and Alec does not like that. He is a jealous little 18-year-old.
What does he expect? Magnus lives forever. Is he gonna have
Yeah,
no exes?
this felt weird too, where it's just like, what? Like, you're 18, he's 3,000. Why would he not have any exes? That's crazy.
I know. Don't be controlling. Don't be like this.
But Clary, who has not kicked Jace out after he's actually stabbed her kind of with a knife, says, I think somebody is sending you bad dreams and we should go to the Silent City instead.
Which he's all for. Their hope is on the horizon. He's thrilled about it. Magnus and Camille. Camille is basically requesting immunity from the Shadow Hunters,
Yeah.
and she is saying that someone stronger than her is actually sending her out there to drain blood and do all these things. Now, I will be so honest, I don't ever think that the plot is explained why she is draining the Downworlders' blood.
Yeah.
But she's doing
I
it.
also this wasn't explained well at all, because it was just like, okay, so she's killing the Shadow Hunters, but now she's also draining blood. Like, I thought we were just killing Shadow Hunters.
Yeah, and also I don't think it's explained why they're
Yeah.
killing the Shadow Hunters.
Yeah.
So
I think that's just call attention to it. I don't know. Meanwhile, the silent brother that they're talking to, because they get to the Science City so fast, it's so easy. There's basically a train stop there. We basically get this information that because Jace came back from the dead, it upset the balance of life and death. And now he doesn't have the runes that they give to babies during their baby Shadow Hunter ritual.
My
so
God.
now Jace can be influenced by demons because he was reborn. So he needs to have his little baby rune ritual done again, which is one of the most convoluted things I've ever read.
I just realized Cassandra Clare has to be like a deep Christian because this is baptism.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't put that together.
It's literally, it's angels and demons, Meggie. He has the mark of Cain. This is so religious.
Well, yeah, I thought it was like biblical, but I was like, damn, I didn't even think about baptism. But also, a very fun fact we learned here is that, you know how there's Silent Brothers? There's actually a girl version of this called Iron Sisters.
And, oh, man, I hope we meet them and they all kiss. They sound like they would.
I like to imagine the Iron Sisters and the Silent Brothers interact like a middle school dance, and they're both on opposite sides of the room, and they're too afraid to talk to each other. And you're just the chaperone, and they're talking in each other's heads, so you're like,
amazing.
What are they saying? I
Absolutely
can't hear it.
Amazing. But Jace has to stay there for 2 days while they wait for an Iron Sister to show up. So Clary's going to have to peace out because they need silence in their little silent city. We're going to cut away to Jordan and Simon, and they get a newspaper because that's what teenagers get, and read, of course. And Maureen was found dead, so that's not good.
Jace is in the Silent City, a place that he famously doesn't enjoy, and he has a dream that Max Lightwood, the youngest of the Lightwoods, who just died in the last book, comes and visits him. And Max has a frantic energy to him where he is essentially like, if I place this mark on you, it'll cut out your rotten soul. And Jace has, I guess, no confidence, no sense of security. He just immediately agrees to it, knowing that someone is in his dreams controlling him. And he gets this little mark on his chest from Max, and it hurts. It burns a little bit.
Crazy. Simon and Isabel are still trying to figure things out between them. Instead of them having the conversation now, they're like, let's talk at the party tonight, because everyone's going to be at the party. And at the party, there's this fairy named Kaylee who works at Taki's. She's one of the waitresses there. And she's like, hey, Clary, I'm going to give you this summoning bell from the Sealy Queen. She wants you to have it because she really thinks you're going to want to use it at some point. So now Clary has a little fairy gift from the Fairy Queen.
And the payoff's not going to be this book. I'm going to tell you guys that much.
No, don't get attached to the summoning bell.
Don't get
Honestly, really at
attached.
all, because I started the 5th book and it's not really paying off there.
Interesting. There's a lot going on at
There's
this
so much going on.
Luke Jocelyn party. Jordan is there. He can't.
But it's
really
not their
talk-
wedding. The party is not their wedding. Actually, I don't think it's defined what the party actually is for.
It felt like it was almost an engagement party.
But they never said that.
Not really sure. Jordan is there. He can't talk to Maya. Clary is wondering if Jace is okay with the Silent Brothers. Simon's going to be there. His exes, Isabel and Maya, are there, but he's kind of got a thing with Isabel now. How's Maya going to feel about that?
He's going to corner Maya and say, you know what? Jordan's kind of a good guy. As if that is something you should tell to anybody who has been in an abusive relationship.
I know. He was like, hey, can you hear him out? Because he wasn't really in control when that happened. That was the first time he turned. And I know it might be unreasonable for me to be like, yeah, I guess he couldn't control himself. I would still be pissed. I'd be like, I don't give a fuck. He should have figured out a way to
Yeah,
tackle yourself up.
You don't do that.
Tie yourself to the wall or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so Clary's on her way, leaving her mother and father's party to go check on Jace at the Silent City. So she's fully ready to leave this party, but Jace is dressed up, hanging out on the terrace when she goes to find him. And she's like, whoa, what are you doing here?
And these kids, I don't know if it's because they're just horny and they're teenagers, if they're just stupid. He is like, I love you. Let's bind ourselves together now. I need to draw a rune now on you that binds you to me. And she is like fine with it. She's like kind of hesitant, but she's like, yeah, actually, I think that kind of makes sense. So when he draws the rune on her, she passes out.
It's a darkness rune.
Can I control you? I would be like, no.
So really what we have here is like the aftermath of one abusive relationship and the start of another, which is a crazy plot for a children's
I know.
book.
I was about to be like an apologist too for Jordan being like, I mean, I guess he didn't know that he was a werewolf. Like he just thought the bite and then he was, but still, if I'm acting weird and I have all this jealousy and rage, I would practice mindfulness.
Go to therapy. That's an idea. Alec and Magnus and like this isn't even the B plot or the C plot. This is like the F plot. They're gonna talk about their issues, which is that Alec is jealous and now he wants to be immortal, and Magnus is like, what the hell? And before they can talk about it further, Isabel once again is gonna interrupt and say that Camille has escaped.
She really does. She's always showing up.
She's like, hi, I have news. Stop what you're doing.
She shows up. She's like, I can't find Simon. I don't know where he is. Simon, though, he's not having a great time. Maureen shows up. She's a vampire. Ta-da, amazing. And is asking him to come to this luxury apartment, condo, somewhere. I kind of imagined like Bushwick for some strange reason. I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
But he's going to follow her, and I do really need to hone in on the luxury apartments for a minute because the deal was insane. It was like $750,000. There's a rec room. There's pools. There's a pool. I'm sorry. How would you find that in New York? $750,000?
Yeah, no, there's no way. And we also have to talk about the way Maureen gets him to go with her. Is she's like, so the person who turned me is going to keep attacking the people closest to you unless you come with me. So he's like, well, I guess I have to. Simon is basically taken up to a floor where he sees the music promoter again. And he's like, oh my God, the music promoter, that's crazy. I haven't talked to you
really
at all.
Obsessed with me. She really likes our music.
And we learned that this is in fact Lilith, the first of all demons. So on page 316, we are finally meeting the antagonist of the book series.
Essentially, her whole deal is she has Sebastian, the Valentine's son from the previous book, in a floating coffin, and she wants to raise him from the dead with Simon's help, turning him with his blood into a vampire. Yeah. She's really sad because she could never have kids. And actually, if she does this, she could raise her own demon shadow hunters, which is why she's been doing the baby experiments with all the human children.
We might be wondering how she got Sebastian's body in the first place. Don't worry about it. It will never be explained.
It is explained actually
Oh, is it?
in a way that's really convoluted, but when they opened
That's probably why I skipped it. I was like, that doesn't make sense.
when they opened the demon gate, she was there at the battle, but she was very expressive about not wanting to get involved. So she was just kind of hovering. So she was watching the Valentine stuff, and the minute Sebastian fell, she was like, I gotta get that body, and just grabbed his body out of
But
the
like,
lake.
how would she know that she could bring him back to life? Because this all rests on the fact that Jace died, right?
She saw him get stabbed and brought back by Raziel. Which also, would the angel not be able to be like, actually, okay, so the mother of all demons, I can sense she's here. Maybe we shouldn't talk. Maybe we should.
Yeah, because like also like Razi's whole thing was like he was like, okay, the demon battle's over, Valentine's dead. So we're saying that the battle ended, but they all had time to like do their last bidding.
I know, Razzie, use your razzle dazzle.
Razzie, use your razzle dazzle magic.
Figure out where Lilith is.
Now we get more convolution. Maya and Jordan and Isabel and Alec are all going to go look for Simon, and we get a bunch of action scenes of them being like, "Well, he's not at the apartment. He's not here."
It is true. And then Maya and Jordan seem to just have energy where they're almost kind of talking about it. And it's clearly there's too many open ends. They're going to have to tie that up pretty soon.
Lilith does her big villain reveal to Simon, and she's like, look behind door number 1. It's Jace who has Clary binded in front of him. And Lilith has fully possessed Jace.
Yeah, and Simon, my sweet little boy who still probably believes in love, is like, that's okay. Jace loves her a lot. Nothing's gonna happen.
He's like, Jordan can change, so can Jace.
And Lilith is like, oh, really? Watch this. And then Jace cuts Clary, and it's said that it's a little nick, but it also says that blood is flowing so much it changes the color of her rust, like brown colored dress. And
it's gold. Her dress is gold, and it's changing it.
Oh, her bridesmaid's dress is brown. Okay.
But it wasn't the wedding, so it was just some other dress she was wearing.
He had to have cut her pretty hard.
Yeah, that's not like there's not like a vein in your chest, right? It's not like, it just pours out.
I also like Lilith's reasoning that she wants to bring Sebastian back because she's like, listen, I gave Valentine my blood. So basically, Sebastian is my son.
Yeah.
I want him back.
Clary, in the midst of all of this, is going to notice the new rune on Jace's chest, which begs the question, wasn't Jace also wearing formal wear? Is he now shirtless? Because, like, I'm imagining it, like, above his pec, which, like, he'd either have to have, like, a full shirt unbuttoned to see all of that.
That is so true, because I imagine, like, the white button up and maybe, like, 3 buttons are missing.
Exactly. So we don't know the state of Jace's dress right now. But Lilith is basically going to have Jace cut Clary up until Simon agrees to help her.
And Simon is like, fine, you know what? Whatever. This is not that big of a deal. I'll turn him into a vampire. And
he goes munchie mode on Sebastian's house.
He goes munchie mode, and he's drinking his blood. He's like, yeah, this blood is terrible. Not good. Tastes bad. Alec, Isabel, Maya, and Jordan, they do figure out where...
They go into the condominium, but they don't know where to go. They're just assuming that they're in the right place. So they're checking every single floor, which is crazy.
And Cassandra Clare pisses me off in this moment because, as we know, she will stop her sections with just some cliffhanger. I don't think she needed one. It ends with Ismael going, oh my God, when she sees something on a floor. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's just a crib of all these dead babies. It's just there's miles of cribs.
There's about 50 dead babies in this condominium. No wonder they're so cheap. They're haunted with dead baby ghosts.
And you as a reader are supposed to be shocked by this, but I'm going to be honest, the 4th book reads as a farce. So it just, tonally, I thought it was I was like, oh, okay. It's just
I was just kind of like, oh, this is weird, but okay. And I was like, really? In the exact same building that Clary and Jace are in right now, there's also 50 dead babies and this one woman in a gray tracksuit who's going to give them all of the information they need.
Right now, Cassandra Clare is in a sketch comedy class, and whatever she's learning from that, she's applying to the 4th book.
This book is an insane use case for yes and. It's like, yes, and there's there's 50 dead babies. Yes, and there's one of the women in the tracksuit. And yes, and she's in Lilith's cult, which is actually a canon thing that
And
we're
you know
not
what?
going to dive too much into.
Whatever Second City Conservatory is doing for her, keep it up, because this, for me, was the most concise book that we've had thus far. Okay, so while they are on Baby Deadland, someone in a gray tracksuit shows up, a person who's a part of Lilith's church. She's
Yes.
the mother of one of these kids, and you would expect her to be mad at Lilith. No, she is boots down, mother slay the house. I love this bitch. But this woman just like dies on her own. I don't remember of what
Yeah,
ailment.
I think Isabel stabs her or something. It's
No, she
not.
like dies of like an illness in front of them, so
Oh
she
yeah,
doesn't
they're
even
all
have
dying
to.
because they gave birth to demons, and they're not allowed to do that because they're humans.
That's so true.
Don't get attached to Lilith's cult. That's the only mention of it, and it's not coming back. So just let's lay that to rest here. Clary's trying to get Jace to snap out of it, and basically Clary is able to get him paying enough attention to her that she's able to get his knife and slice open the rune on his chest.
She does that, and then very boldly, I may say, decides to test if her theory is correct by handing him a knife, and then I imagine going to stand right next to Lilith and going, Jace, pick. Which one of us are you going to stab?
Meanwhile, Alec, Maya, and Jordan and Isabel are going to fight all of the cultists that are around the dead babies. I don't know how big this condominium floor is, but it has 50 dead babies and a sea of cultists that they're going to
I like
fight.
to imagine that the floor is completely dark, and then it's like a light down the row. Just one after the other. That dead baby.
Like, unfortunately, since like they're all wearing the gray tracksuits, it was very much giving like the Bone Temple where everybody's wearing tracksuits.
Yeah, the Jimmies.
Yeah, the Jimmies.
The Jimmies. So they attack Lilith's church. They shake them loose. Alec kind of has a side quest where he finds Camille randomly chained in a room.
Which is like, why is she here? Who got her here?
I have truly no idea. She's pleading with him to untie her, and she realizes she has a little bit of leverage because he really wants to live forever. And she's like, there's actually a spell for that. And Alec's like, tell me, I'll untie you. Because Alec's now obsessed with this. Unties her, she runs away. She's gone.
Like, I guess she's like fast, but like where is she gonna go? Because I don't think the vampires actually fly in this series, so it's like she has to go down the stairs or the elevator. He could probably catch her.
No, there's no way.
Meanwhile, Lilith has unleashed 2 hellhounds on Clary and Jace because of course she has. And Jace is going to get Clary free from the hellhound that tackled her. And he's going to say, hey, Clary, leave. Clary's not going to leave. She's just going to go hide behind a support beam or something.
No, she hides behind a bush. And then,
a bush inside the condominium? What?
No, she hides. I think that they're like on the roof. They're on like a balcony.
Oh, that makes sense.
So she's hiding in this bush, and Jace is so confident. He's like, Lilith, you can't hurt us anymore. I sent Clary away. And Lilith goes, oh, really? And she scans the entire balcony, and she's like, aha. And she beams this like energy light and makes the bush catch on fire. And she like brings Clary with an invisible hand, and she's like, oh, you mean this? You mean this girl? She's like shaking her around.
Yeah, I'll say it. It was pretty dumb for Clary to not leave when she was told to leave.
Yeah, she starts whipping her a ton.
Yeah,
it does say that she sliced her dress, so I was like, is she just naked? Is she naked?
I don't know. But Lilith is using, this like demonic, like ethereal whip on Clary. And Jace isn't moving for some reason. Simon is the one who has to like jump in front of the whip and Clary. And because Lilith is now essentially attacking Simon, it's coming back 7-fold. And Lilith burns to death immediately. So this was about 70 pages of us getting introduced to the villain and the villain dying.
And the villain dying. Alec, Isabel, not Maya and Jordan. I think they're
off doing something else. Like just Alec and Isabel now.
They show up, and Jace is so disgusted with himself. He can't even touch Clary. He can't even look at Clary, which I would think as a partner that probably just got, assaulted by my they didn't really understand. I think I would want them to look at me because I'm going to be honest. I think that would make me feel worse. So he asks Alec, can you put a healing rune on her? I just can't. it makes me sick to look at her, and she's just not in good shape. She got like a broken ankle. She's
Yeah.
bleeding everywhere.
The fact that Jace is so like unwilling to care for his girlfriend even now is awful.
Yeah,
Um
he has Simon carry her.
he's like, I'm not worthy of carrying her. It's like, no, bitch, you're lazy. Simon does stop Isabel from killing the floating coffin of Sebastian because Simon clocked all of the news that he got and said they're actually bonded with Jace. So if we kill Sebastian, we risk losing him too. Cutaway scene, Maya and Jordan are on some random floor and they kiss and leave together because they're like, I guess it's fine if we go.
Yeah, it seems like she's still mad at him, kisses him, but she's really confused. She needs space.
Yeah.
So that's going to be their whole thing. Jace is punishing himself. Clary's like, listen, you were physically there. It wasn't really you. But what they're going to do with Sebastian is they're going to leave his fate basically up to the clave because he's like
Yeah.
half alive, half not. And Jace is going to stay alone on the terrace to think about what he's done because he doesn't want to see Clary's mom because he's like, oh my god, they're gonna hate me for what I did to this woman, even though everyone's like, you were possessed. It wasn't your like you thinking about it makes it worse.
And while Jace is festering his victim mindset, his mark of Lilith on his chest is going to heal, so much so that he snaps back into his possession, which is weird because the Lilith is now dead, but okay, we have to go with it. And he's going to hear Sebastian's voice in his head, essentially beckoning him to come finish this blood ritual, which he does. And once it's over, we hear, we are one.
Yeah, because they bled together, like holding hands. And also, since Sebastian has Lilith's blood, I guess
I think they should have kissed. Let the boys kiss.
You don't know. You don't know what could happen. I mean, now that they're bound to one, we're probably going to get incest plot again because if Jace kisses his sister, then Sebastian kisses his sister.
Yeah, I think we're stepping back. I don't know. We'll see. I hope not, but I feel like we're gonna get back into it because Cassandra Clare
Two steps forward, one cest in.
Hell yeah.
Proud of that one.
This is going to bring us to a great top 5, which is our top 5 moments just from this book that Jace gave us the fucking ick, which is crazy because we could extend this to the other books as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. Coming in at number 5, pretty easy one. How often he feels sorry for himself.
Ew.
I don't want to do all that emotional labor for my partner.
No, I don't deserve you. Shut up. Number 4, when he pulled a knife on Clary instead of taking her bra off. Take the W, my guy. Why are you doing this?
My guy, high on the prize. They're right there.
They're right there. Beacons of hope right in front of you for the taking, and you went for the knife? That's insane.
That's crazy. Number 3, at some point he talks to Simon about this. He doesn't know who Rihanna is. Okay?
Why? How? Number 2, that we didn't touch on this much, but there is a cutaway scene in this book where Simon and Jace go to a grocery store to get Jace food, and Jace simply asks for a mango and some cold tomato soup for dinner because apparently he doesn't understand what food is.
Why not heat up the soup at least? Like, my brother in Christ. And number 1, the top ick across all books, how often he gets possessed. He is always possessed. He's not in control of his own destiny.
No, I thought like you'd think for being like literally of angel descension that he would be able to like control himself a little bit more, but I guess not. I guess he's more susceptible to it.
Guess so.
Well, wow.
Crazy
we did it.
Stuff. We did it.
We have 2 more books. Maggie and I are really doing the Lord's work here because this book is very religious.
It's true. And rumor has it the 6th book is 700 pages, so we will cross that bridge.
I checked the other day. It's about 700 and I think 20 or 780 pages. Unfortunately, that's not a short range. It's very long. Next book is The City of Lost Souls. Which I imagine is going to be Jace being lost inside of his life with Sebastian, I guess.
That's so true.
It's
And
gonna
if
be
you want to
fun.
talk to us about things that you're lost in life with, you can give us an email at meggieandlaurapresent@gmail.com. If you want to ask Laura about her
Yeah,
engagement, I
nobody
mean,
has emailed asking about my engagement yet, and I feel like none of you guys want to see my engagement ring.
we're
That's
also
really
Meggie
sad.
and Laura on Instagram, Laura Nicole Petro on Instagram. Ask her about the engagement, guys.
Someone ask me about the
Send
engagement.
us
I'll
a
tell you.
DM. Yeah,
Send Maggie a DM about my engagement. They'll tell you.
that's true. Yeah, I will also tell you. And that's going to be it for this episode. We will see you next week.
Woo.
Woo!